Really looking forward to seeing Emmy Andrew tonight, back in action for the first time since October. This is her 4th fight back as well since she became a mum. Now juggling that with being a boxer. She is full of the business, giving herself absolutely every opportunity to succeed in this game, attacking it with typical verve and enthusiasm, and looking forward to seeing all of that come to bear tonight against an experienced operator in Masiokaite. Here's the tail of the tape. Masiokaite, the more experienced, you can see there's a couple of years between them, a couple of inches in terms of the height, not much to choose between them in weight or reach. The experience is with Masiokaite, but the skill set, the experience in the amateur code, the appetite, and perhaps the destination's ever so slightly different, but you never know in this game. We will find out tonight. And Andrew looking to push on in 24, get herself into title contention. I suspect she'll have the bit between her teeth. There was a fight that she was due to have in November that was called off, so she's had to wait, You could see her keyed up, almost breathing heavily during the introductions. It's so keen to get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Masiokaite, a few losses on her record, but some great names on that record as well. So Andrews will be looking to go and do a great job on her today, trying to get the scalp and maybe do one better than some of her rivals who are slightly ahead of her.
Thoughtful boxer, Andrew. Won't be gung-ho in attack. She thinks about what she's doing, trying to work behind the jab. Masiokaite often fills the role of counter-puncher. She was in against Karis Artingstall, filled a similar role on Artingstall's debut. Artingstall had a lot of trouble in the 5th round that day, and she managed to ride out that storm, saw out the final round too. So she is tough, Masiokaite, and she's used to boxing off the back foot against fighters who are fresh, enthusiastic, and are coming to win. So I think the key for Andrew tonight is to pick her spots and be intelligent with the pressure.
Yeah, and with that pressure, she needs to close that distance, because Masiokaite boxes so well at that high stance. She's got slightly longer arms. She likes to keep it at that longer range and try and walk her opponents onto them shots. So Artingstall took a few rounds to get to grips with her. But this is good work from Andrews. She has closed the gap, then resting a little bit on the inside. Got a nice dip there, dipped out to her left and went with the left hook to the body. Well, everything's fast in the women's game. The rounds go quick with the 2 minutes, and also fighters can move through the rankings and through the levels really quickly. Could be up at title level within half a dozen bouts.
Yeah, it kind of echoes the lighter weights in the men's code, doesn't it? Where you fight in fly, super fly, there's only so many fighters around in those weights. A bit like at the moment with women's boxing, there's only so many fighters around, so you can make those title fights a little sooner, and particularly for the fighters with experience, the amateur experience, the better and talented amateurs. And Amy Andrews given herself every opportunity through her career. She's taken herself away to have international sparring. She's travelled abroad. She won a national title over in New Zealand, won one of those over here as well. She has given herself every opportunity to be pushed, and there's no doubt the desire is there. I think with the length and the height and the reach and the style of Masiokaite, the feet are going to be a key for Andrew tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, with the 2 minute rounds, they do come around really quickly, so the ladies are under a bit more pressure, where it's harder to set the shots up. You don't have as much time to do the neat and tidy work. So Andrew's there, she was dropping back a couple of times, just making Masiokaite fall short. But then, because the rounds are going around so quick, you know after it, you get away with that once or twice, and then you've got to put lever on your opponent.
And almost every punch that lands on you, you feel you've got to respond. You can understand it. It's almost a bit like the old amateur scoring system in a way, rather than not necessarily that stylistically. But Those arguments will rage on, I think, for a few years yet. But the jab of Andrew in this round has been better. She's really been leaning into the left hand.
Their careers do seem to go on longer as well, if they wish them to.
I think we saw with the old 2-3 minute rounds, I've got a very definite opinion about that for now, but we did see when that was trialled internationally by Amanda Serrano not so long ago. You actually, and especially with a fighter like Serrano, who's so aggressive and so busy, actually you saw the pace drop, and for someone like Serrano to box a bit more patiently, I suppose it gave me, and I think it gave us, a vision of what the future will look like further down the line. I think there's plenty time, the depth's not there, and unfortunately further down the ladder, the top elite women could do 3 minutes against each other tomorrow, but there are too many gaps and spaces in the talent pool at the moment, and I think those that aren't good enough would get exposed over 3 minutes where they've got less chance to get exposed over 2. So I think short term 2 minutes works, and it's great for the fans because it's energetic, exciting, the fast pace. You're selling the sport, which it is and is happening, then it really works. But longer term, I think we got a glimpse in that Serrano fight not so long ago last year of what it will look like further down the line.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got to be honest, I'm a fan of the 3 minute round as opposed to the 2. I think, you know, I'm the boxing fan who likes to see the art of it rather than the ferocity or just the all out sort of letting your hands go. And you're right, I think if you pushed it to 3 minute rounds, something's got to give. So there'll be a lot of fighters, a lot of female fighters who probably even be at the top but can't adapt to that. But there might be a lot of female fighters who all of a sudden emerge to the top because they are suited to a 3 minute round.
Another good jab there from Andrew. There was a nice little left hook in the exchange before from Andrew too, getting through with a couple of telling shots in that round. Into round 4 then, scheduled for 6. Amy Andrew in the black up against Vaida Masiokaite. Masiokaite, as George was saying, has been in with plenty. Caris Artingstall on her debut, Caroline Dubois on her debut. We know how good they are. Natasha Jonas, she actually fought Masiokaite after she'd pushed Katie the whole way, Katie Taylor, and actually just before she won her world title against Chris Namas. So gives you an idea of the kind of competition that Masiokaite has had throughout her career. So she's a test in herself tonight for Amy Andrew.
No, absolutely. Andrew started this round really positively. She's found a home for that right hand, sort of just beating Masiokaite to the punch. Just coming out a little bit quicker. Just lost her foot in there, but that was a good left hook otherwise.
Trying to duck underneath. Masiokaite's come out this round, having a bit of a go. And having been on the back foot for the first 3 rounds, now Masiokaite trying to be the aggressor.
Yeah, really good left hook to the body there, just got behind the elbow of Andrews.
And there Andrew just dipped in. There it goes again, that left hook. Yeah, George calling. She's dipping into a few of those shots, Amy Andrew. There's another long right hand, and a bit more devil in the work of Masiokaite in this round. Stepping in with the jab, Andrew, and that's something she's been developing as the fight has progressed. And now we're kind of back to where we were. Here we go then, into the penultimate round. And the right hand over the top there from Andrew at the start of it. As said, she'd constantly giving herself chances, creating opportunities for herself, giving herself every chance to succeed. She's regularly sparring the best. Nina Hughes back in the autumn, of course a world champion now, and the formerly world champion Michaela Mayer did a lot of good sparring with the American in the past as well. And that's the kind of stuff that really does hold you in good stead.
Yeah, as you're coming through, if you've got the chance to be doing rounds sparring with the people at the top of the division, world champions, is priceless, because...
And when's the point, George, where you have to be a bit more selective because you're thinking about rivals and who knows who and so on and so forth?
Well, yeah, that does come into play as well, and you've usually always got your eye on who's at the top. And then there's famous stories of, like, your Vladimir Klitschko's, who would bring any heavyweight with any sort of potential into his camp. He'd take him out to Switzerland, and he'd try and kill them with kindness, and he'd treat them well and look after them, and then just that last spar before they get sent home, he dials it up and tries to put something meaty on it, and then you leave thinking, oh, I don't ever want to fight.
I've got a long way to go.
Yeah,
I've got a long way to go. Well, only 30 seconds to go in this one. And again, Masiokaite, in little spells, you can just see the pedigree.
Heads came together, really bad cut.
I think there might be a cut. Oh, that's a terrible cut. It's just before the end of the round, and they're going to have to work on that. That's a nasty gash. It's just on the left kind of temple of Amy Andrew, and they're going to have to go to work on that. The heads came together, and that is a deep gash. That's a horrible cut. Bit sloppy. And all that just from the heads coming together, and already that gash has opened up. And the annoying thing is now not just the fight tonight, which is the most important thing for Amy Andrew, who manages to box off the back foot. You see the blood smeared across her face. It's such a nasty gash, that. And she is blinking now. And I think, well, we're into the final round, so she might just about be able to see it through. That's a horrible cut, horrible cut. And it's the kind of cut that's going to need a lot of stitches and some time out of the ring. And now Masiokaite trying to dial in the right hand there. She lands it exactly on the cut.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, Alex, when you've got a cut on your opponent, it's literally like a homing beacon. It's a target to aim for. And certainly at this point, Masiokaite might be thinking she needs a stoppage to win.
Yeah, ref's going to have a look at it. Let the doctor take a look. I mean, it is a horrible cut. I mean, there's 40 seconds to go. Yeah, he's calling it. He's calling it. They'll go to the cards. They'll go to the cards because there've been 4 completed rounds. It wasn't a punch. It was a head clash. Pretty sure the referee confirmed that. So although she's frustrated because her initial reaction is she's been stopped, she hasn't been stopped, Amy Andrew. But I mean, it's a head clash. There's no question. Look at that. It's a horrible cut. I can't stress it. From 10 feet away, we can see it, George. It's a horrible cut.
Yeah, I mean, Masiokaite is covered in blood. It just shows you how much blood there is.
And in the corner, they're just trying to dial down the emotions of Amy Andrew, understandably. So I think the worst point beyond the pain is just the damage that's been done, and then the damage that's going to be done to a career in the short term.
Yeah, I think it might have suited her. If it goes to judges' scorecards, she should have won. She should be up on the cards, Andrews, but she'll be devastated about that cut, I'd imagine, because, you know, it does look like a pretty bad cut that will take a significant amount of time to heal.
And I think the next shot you're going to see of Amy Andrew, she's going to have, well, she'd almost look like she's been mummified. They've got a big bandage around it, and it needs that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has been advised by the ringside doctor to put a stop to the contest due to an accidental head clash. So we are going to the scores of 5 completed rounds. Your referee, Chris Jones, scores the bout 58 to 57. And your winner, Amy Andrew!
Amy Andrew with a nod to the skies, and you could read her lips. She said, thank you. Just a large slice of relief, and that's more because I think when you get cut like that, panic starts to set in, fear about what might happen. The result could go against you. You can understand. I mean, a whole juggle of emotions in that moment for her.
Amy, what a fight. First of all, we'll talk about the cut. When it happened, were you aware just how bad it was?
Oh, yeah, because it's a head clash, so you could feel it. It didn't hurt. It's just you can see the blood splurting like a cartoon. So yeah.
Yeah, quite a lot of blood. But back to the fight, it looked like you dominated throughout those rounds. How did you feel in there?
Yeah, I'm massive thank you to my opponent who stepped in at the last minute. So that I'm really grateful for that. Always good to get the rounds in. I'm so grateful to be on this card. Like, I'm massive thank you to the guys for having me, for my coaches and for my sponsors who are absolutely amazing. Yeah, I just feel so grateful to be here. It was really fun.
This is your first time on a top-tier show?
Yes, yeah. It's a wicked show, really fun. Yeah, thank you.
What were the plans going forwards? You were maybe looking at title fights. You wanted to move quickly, but now you might have to take a little bit of time out.
No, this is just small. It was just annoying. It's totally fine. I felt fine. It was just like annoying because it was like shooting blood when I was trying to punch, but I felt fine. So
we're going to see you back soon?
ASAP, yeah.
Well, great performance. Well done.
It was really fun. Thank you so much for having me.